Hey there, it's Ellie. I'm here with my sister. She goes by the Midnight Bat on Instagram.
Yup.
Welcome.
Hi. I've never done this before.
Okay, so today we're gonna start off with comparing pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, and I've only had the iced version of a pumpkin spice latte. I've never had the hot version, and we're only having the hot versions today. And we're doing both Starbucks and Dunkin', and I mean, I already have my assumptions about about how good the Dunkin' is gonna be compared to the Starbucks. Because
I agree. Same here.
Mm-hmm,
I'm making. I already have my assumptions. I mean, I've already had the iced one before. So
honestly,
I'm on that.
Yeah, honestly, it's easy to please me if it's iced. I'm like, yes. But I'm very specific. I normally, get it from Starbucks, and I usually do iced. I say iced pumpkin spice latte with soy milk. So, and I always do medium, so I'm very particular.
This time, did you get soy milk?
No, this is the regular one because I wanted it to be like
fair both
with the other one.
Yeah, because I know Dunkin' doesn't have soy milk.
Yeah,
they do oat and almond for the alternative milks, and I'm not sure if they have coconut or not, but they don't have soy.
Yeah, and it's just like, a lot of places just straight up don't have soy. So
yeah. So I did the same. I just so we're gonna try it. Which one do you want to try first?
I want to try. I was about to say I want to try the worst one first.
Well, how do you know if you haven't had it?
Because I'm assuming that Dunkin' is gonna be bad, but like,
why do you think that?
Because like I've had their coffee before, and it's like not as good as Starbucks. Like I would always get the same. Like I always get iced drinks, and then when I would try it, I'm like, okay, it's good like for now, but it's not like as good as Starbucks. But I guess we could let's just start with Dunkin'.
Okay. So you're gonna take a sip, and I'm gonna take a sip.
Yeah. It's not bad. But then again, I haven't compared it to the other one yet.
I'm extremely biased. I don't like coffee creamer flavors. Like if it tastes like coffee creamer, I'm not gonna like it. I'm a very purist when it comes to coffee or stuff. I don't want coffee creamer. It just doesn't taste. To me, it just tastes too artificial.
Yeah, and I have a really good friend, and she loves Dunkin', and she loves coffee creamers, and she always makes the effort to try to find a pumpkin spice flavored creamer like at the store, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and I don't know, I'm not really a creamer. I just like to put soy milk in it. Soy milk and sugar, like if I'm making coffee at home.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I like when I do get I will try drinks like this every once in a while, but when I do go to get coffee, I'm always okay, I want like literally like a regular latte. I mean, that's plain and whatever. Some people might think that's, I don't know, basic or something, but that's what I like. I like to just actually taste the quality of the coffee, the quality of the milk. That's just how I am. I'm not a flavors person. Occasionally I will, but
yeah like I think it's okay. Like this Dunkin' one is okay if you're just trying to like try it out or whatever.
Just trying to get your caffeine in, and you want a little flavor.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm so used to the iced. I feel like the iced tastes like sweeter. I don't know. Like, but then again, I haven't gotten it from Dunkin' before.
Okay, so not bad. And we both got the small.
Yeah.
Would you get this again?
To be honest, no, because I already said I'm an iced person.
Okay, would you get this iced if it were iced?
If it was iced, yes, and if they had an alternative milk, like maybe almond milk, because
they have almond milk.
Okay, well then I would get almond milk and iced because I just prefer it. I don't know if it's just because I'm gay. It's like a stereotype. It's like gay people love iced coffee or something. I don't know.
Is that really a stereotype? I've never
Yeah. It's like a joke. It's like, oh, like gay people love iced or whatever, or they like particular, if they're doing like alcoholic drinks, like they're very particular. It's like you can kind of tell which drinks is like are like the gay drinks. Okay. I mean, I like anybody can have it, but it's like there's like, I guess particular drinks that gay people tend to gravitate towards too. It sounds weird, but it's real.
Okay, so interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna try now the Starbucks one.
Yes, I want to try the Starbucks, and I think it's gonna be all right. But then again, it's hot, so it's like not really gonna be my favorite thing ever.
Okay, well here goes our sip.
Oh my god. Will I like it? I'm comparing it to the Dunkin' one. There's like some weird aftertaste with the Dunkin' one.
It's I taste it too, but honestly, this one tastes more milky. So I mean, the Starbucks one tastes more milky to me.
Really? Okay.
And I don't really like real milk taste.
I don't know what it is about the Starbucks one. I don't know what they do different. Like, never been a
Spices,
barista,
the
but
spices,
like the spices,
the
I
flavors.
guess. But I just feel like the Starbucks one tastes better.
Okay, you like the variety and the flavors or the type of flavor better.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You know what's weird is that I feel like, okay, we got the Starbucks one. We bought the Starbucks one first, and then we bought the Dunkin' one. But when I'm tasting it now, I feel like the Dunkin' one is already colder.
Even though we got it after, right?
Even though we got it after.
Because the way it worked out, we had to go pick up, obviously, both of them, and we wanted them to stay hot and all that. So, also route-wise, on our way back, it was just easier to get the Starbucks one and then the Dunkin' one and then head home. So
Maybe it's the technology in the cups.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they probably their cups are different. They are different. They do look different. Their materials might differ.
Mm-hmm.
The Dunkin' one is okay. So at Starbucks, there's, I don't know if this is technically their mini or technically what you would consider.
It's the short one.
It's short, so it's 8 ounces, right? The Dunkin' one, the smallest one they have is what looks to be 12 ounces.
It's slightly bigger, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bigger cup, so you feel like you're getting more bang for your buck, I guess, size wise.
So I already know the answer, and I was right from the beginning because Starbucks is better. And my friend would kill me because she wouldn't kill me, but she would just likes to go to Dunkin' more, and she complains about Starbucks, but I just think Starbucks is superior. I'm sorry. Like, if I had to choose, maybe like a mom and pop shop, but like,
I'm sure around here that's probably yeah. If I had to pick, I would more than likely try a local place.
Yeah, I feel like that's always better. But if I had to choose a chain, it's gonna be Starbucks. I'm sorry. It's a kind of like a thing. It's like, you know how there's Apple people and there's like Samsung people. It's
Android
like Android people, whatever. It's gonna be Apple. I'm sorry.
I think this one also comes with whipped cream on top.
If it does, I can't tell because they cover it.
I mean, it might have melted on the way. I don't know.
I think it melted if they put it.
Yeah. I don't.
I like the visuals. I like the visual.
Whipped cream in my coffee, so that's another.
I like to see the whipped cream. That's why I like ice too, because I want to like see the whipped cream because it's just like visually pleasing, and I want to taste it like with the straw. Mm-hmm. So I like that.
Yeah, for me, it's if you have whipped cream in your drink, automatically it's like I'm not gonna like it as much. Personally, for me, I'm not a whipped cream in my coffee person. Maybe in hot chocolate, maybe, but I don't. Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite Starbucks drink?
Literally just the plainest thing.
Yeah. Which one is it?
So just the latte, just the regular latte.
Just a latte.
Yeah.
With nothing special, but you like decaf.
I like decaf. I like soy milk. Mm-hmm. Or I
always get the same thing.
Yeah, I always get iced peach green tea lemonade, and I always get a medium, and I always, iced, obviously. So it's my preference. Yeah. But if they are always out, like every time I go, they're always out of like the peach or whatever. So the peach flavoring.
Yeah. So if they don't have that, if it's like if I want if I have a hot drink, then I'll get hot chocolate, or like. But I don't really get coffee.
If I get coffee, or if I want coffee, I like it. I make it at home. It's because I use a
mocha pot.
I use a mocha pot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if I make an iced drink, it's quick. If I make a hot drink,
Ellie makes it so good. So she makes it like she makes it very particular, and she puts like this hazelnut syrup in it, and it tastes so good.
Yeah, I mean I don't do that for my drink, but when I make it for yours, I put the hazelnut. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's good.
Yeah, it's good. But this is kind of off topic, but I know this is the second episode of the podcast, but I was kind of telling my sister that I wish that I was on the first episode because I'm the one that's obsessed with Halloween.
I know. I should next year.
Oh my god, I have to wait a whole year just talk about Halloween and my obsession, because I like to decorate and stuff, because it's otoño right now.
Otoño means fall in Spanish, for those that don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
So is that why you go by the Midnight Bat on Instagram?
Well,
you're so Halloween centered.
It's because so when I first started on Instagram, I was like a senior in high school, and I was like, I need like a good name, a good handle, and I was super goth, so I was like, let me just put something goth soundy. So I mean, I'm still a goth, but I'm just saying, like, I was very hardcore with my appearance at the time. It varies. Like, it's just whatever mood I'm in, I will do hardcore makeup, or I'll do, crazy hair. But like at the time I was like, I need like a good like name. And so I just thought, okay, something with bat. And then I don't know why I thought Midnight Bat. And then I literally checked. I was like, does anybody else have that name? And they didn't. So I was like, okay, this is good. And that's why I picked it, because it's just like, it sounded like a good name for Instagram. And yeah, and my Instagram, I just have like I just post like my art and stuff on there, and I'm also like super obsessed with these drag queens named Trixie and Katya, and they were on RuPaul's Drag Race, and so I always make art about them, and so I post a lot of stuff about them on my Instagram. And so
other art you make too, right?
Yeah, and other art, but a lot of it is about them. And so I'll just post like whatever I'm interested in, or like memes or something. Like, I always post on my story.
Are you still on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter, but I don't want to like say the Twitter handle, because I just want to stay like secret. I just want to stay anonymous.
That's cool.
Yeah, but you can honestly just find me if you just look up any like Trixie and Katya or Drag Race thing. I'll usually comment. So
on the Twitter or on
Twitter. On Instagram too, I comment on there too. And sometimes I get really proud when I get a lot of likes on the comment, like on a Trixie post, because like I'm like, yes, I'm trying to say something that's funny and witty, and then when it gets liked, I'm like, yes, people agree.
Yeah.
Or like a YouTube comment. Do you ever comment on YouTube?
Rarely. It's rare. I'm more of a lurker online.
A lurker.
Yeah, I think that's what they call, right? When someone who just watches stuff and looks at it. Maybe I'm more likely to like a comment than I am to write one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I always comment all the time. And I know that there's like that famous guy who is only known for commenting, and he doesn't make videos. I forgot his name.
I've never heard of this person.
You can try to look it up, but I forgot his name, but it's some guy. Like, I guess just type in famous YouTube commenter, and he doesn't never post videos, but people know him for just commenting. And I think that's pretty cool, because he has subscribers, but he's not making videos.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He just has a following for his opinion and his input.
Yes. And so if you see a comment that he made, then it's like, oh, that's awesome. And he always gets a lot of likes.
I can't find them. I'll look for them.
Yeah, I can find it later, and then I'll tell you.
So do you want to share so people subscribe to him, or just?
Well, no, just like I was just saying, because we were talking about comments. If I knew his name, I would say it, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey, it's Ellie. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Feel free to comment down below to let us know what you think of this episode. We also have an Instagram, so if you'd like to follow us there, or if you have ideas for future topics, please DM us at YouHaveMyAttention pod. That's HAVEMyAttention on Instagram. Thanks for chilling with us, and now let's get back to the show. Hey, we are back from the break.
Yes. And I was telling my sister that like on the way when we were like getting our coffee on the way home, we were listening to Taylor Swift, and we were kind of talking about Taylor.
Yeah, so Taylor just released her new album. People are talking about it. It's on my radar. In the past, I was not a big Taylor Swift fan. Not because I hated her or anything. It's just I was like a general pop hater. I admit it. I wasn't as into pop. Lately, I've been more open to music, I guess, like different music that I wasn't open to as much. And I have to say, give credit where credit is due, that Taylor's very smart.
Yeah.
When I saw her,
very talented, very skilled.
She's very talented, very skilled. So I have liked her newer music too that I've listened to. This new album, she's got some good ones on there. So I definitely have to say I'm changing my ways.
Yes,
my pop hating ways.
Taylor is changing the ways of Ellie's taste. But yeah. I mean, I also was kind of like actually when she first came out with that one song, the one she's like, that love story.
So that's the first
from
way back in the day.
Yeah. So that's the first ever Taylor song I've ever heard, and I remember loving it. And that was like, what was that, like 2008, 2006? I don't remember. But I was really young, and I was like, I really liked the song, and I would watch the music video over and over with my sisters. And then I guess something happened, and like I entered middle school, and I just like became like a hater of like of certain pop music. I liked some of it. But you know, I was always obsessed with Lady Gaga. But like when it came to Taylor Swift, I just like, I don't know what happened. Like something shifted, and I just became like a Taylor Swift hater. But I would secretly love it. I remember this one time, I would like I was listening to the radio in my room, and then somebody came in, and you know, I was just laying down, and I was like mouthing the words or like just saying the words
because the lyrics are so catchy. She's got really good lyrics.
Yes. And then somebody came in, and I stopped immediately, and I changed the radio station.
So what do they call it? It's like
what?
The word for that is something around not secret obsession. What is it?
No,
called?
It's like
guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
So she was like a guilty pleasure for you, like listening to her songs and all
but
that.
But then and then Speak Now came out. It was her album that came out in 2010, and I just think that's my favorite Taylor Swift album.
Why? Why is it your favorite? What do you like about it?
Because like, I don't know, I like all of the songs, and I always just come back to that album. Maybe it was because it was like such a pivotal moment in my life or something. I don't know why. I just like all the songs.
I have to say that I've heard a lot of people describe that about music, how certain albums coming out in certain times and certain like songs that they played or that came out in certain periods of their life, they kind of connect them to what was going on with them, like, you know,
or like the way that we connect certain songs or albums to people that we once knew, or like people that we do know, or maybe like a song reminds you of your mom or something. So yeah, that moment.
Friends, you know.
Or friends, you know, whatever, people that you've known in your life. So yeah, I think that one's a great album. And then Red came out, and then I liked some of the Red songs, but like her sound was changing during that time.
Yeah, that's something I actually want to say real quick about music, how people will sometimes say, oh, I like the old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But you have to also give you have to be aware of how artists evolve. So they gain skill, they gain experience. So sometimes I think artists can get annoyed hearing people say like, I liked your older music, not your new stuff. It's kind of like, well, I can't just play the same songs and do the same thing.
Yeah, they can't stay the same.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they have to evolve. And if they don't evolve, people are just not going to listen to them anymore. It's just a fact. Like Taylor has evolved so much with her music, and people stay with her. You know, the fans are loyal to her. But actually, do you have a favorite Taylor Swift album or song? Or
I have to say the new one, because I haven't listened to her older stuff as much, admittedly. Because I've been in a different music world. I haven't been in pop world for long.
Which world have you been in?
Jazz.
Yeah,
jazz world. I'm a band geek. Like, like high school, I was in high school band. College, I played in band. So I have I'm that background in music has been the music I've played has been a lot of what I've enjoyed. Recently, like the past couple of years, it's gotten a little more electronic in my interests. So
Grimes.
Yeah, I like Grimes.
Yeah,
I like her persona. I like her style.
I just think that, I guess going back to, you know, your different music tastes, or you said you like jazz. So I guess I would say the only jazz that I really listened to and enjoyed actively was
Lady Gaga's
album
with Tony Bennett. Yeah.
Yes. But also interestingly enough, Emily Claire Barlow. So she actually, I found out about her because she was the voice actress for a character on this show called Total Drama Island. She did the voice of Courtney on that show.
She has music?
She is a jazz vocalist.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
No, yeah, you should listen to her music. It's really good, actually. Like, if it's like really late at night, I think it's like the best
thing to listen to.
Best time to listen to her music is like late at night. I don't know. She has like a different vibe. So I recommend Emily Claire Barlow's albums. She's Canadian. She's a Canadian actress, vocalist. Very talented. Super cool. Love her.
What was the next thing I was going to talk about? I forgot.
We're talking about music.
Yeah.
And like different, I guess, your taste changing, I guess, or you're evolving and liking certain pop, I guess, pop sounds. I don't know. Like, when did that begin to change for you?
Listening to newer pop, I guess, recently, because I started to just venture out a little bit with my music, and then like music listening and Spotify recommendations, admittedly. Although I don't like how now I don't know if it's my settings on Spotify. I haven't been on Spotify for a while, but like using it, it would now it does this thing where it will just go into an algorithm and suggest music, and I have a playlist.
Yeah.
And I want to listen to, like, let's say only my liked songs, because that's what I'm in the mood for, and I'll just start playing other music. And sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. But it's kind of frustrating because I just want to listen to that playlist. So I don't know if it's some
Spotify. I have that too. I have like a very specific playlist of Lady Gaga. I of Lady Gaga songs, and I just want to listen to those songs specifically because Spotify always plays the exact same songs. For like that isn't a part of the playlist. So like I love all of her songs, but they'll always play Bad Romance and Poker Face, and like, don't get me wrong, I love those songs are classic, but I want to listen to Hair or Bad Kids.
Yeah, other songs that
other songs that she's like. And I've been listening to a lot of the Fame Monster because I'm doing like a painting inspired by that era of Gaga. So the Fame Monster is so good, and I recommend it.
Is it your favorite?
My favorite Gaga album? Oh my god. Yeah. Favorite Gaga album. I would probably say my favorite is probably Art Pop. I just really got immersed into Art Pop in my previous semester. of college, because I was creating like a painting series all about art pop and Gaga in that moment of time where she was like, you know, being ridiculed and like people were turning on her, and like she was very, this album was very experimental, and she was like collaborating with other artists like Marina Abramovic, and they were like it was just a different time, and she was like going through a lot, and it was just, I don't know, such a different sound, that kind of like, you know, EDM, I guess, sound. I don't know what you would call it. But either art pop or like the Faye Monster. Those are probably like my favorite.
Do you listen to other EDM?
Not really, honestly, not really. I do have some in my playlist, because I have like a giant playlist on YouTube, and it's like over 2,000 songs. Mm-hmm. So there is some in there, and some of it is like, I guess, goth EDM songs in there, but like other than that, not really. Like it varies, you know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of things in there, but the main EDM, I guess, album would be art pop for me.
Okay. You kind of mentioned goth and being part of the goth subculture. So
yeah.
Like what draws you, or what do you think draws people to, you know, alternative subcultures like goth, you know?
Well, a lot of the times it's like outcasts, people like, and it always starts off very young. Like you kind of like are like, when you're like integrated into society, like you started off being integrated when you're like in school and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was always an outcast and a loner, and people didn't really want to be friends with me. And, you know, I was like the new kid, because like we would move and stuff. And so I guess since I was like always like by myself, I would just like stick to myself and start drawing. And goth people tend to be very artistic. And then I just started discovering the music when I was like in middle school and high school. So but I found out about it because of the fashion first and foremost. Like that's like the first time I was ever conscious of what goth was. But the music is really the backbone of the subculture. And I was really drawn to like The Cure, Susie and the Banshees, Sisters of Mercy, and just kind of like those traditional goth bands, like gothic rock. And of course they've evolved too. Like they never stayed the same. You know, sometimes The Cure would like lean more on the pop side, like with their song Friday I'm in Love. And I love that song. It's so good. But and I think it's one of their most popular songs for a reason. And so, yeah, I think alternative subcultures are so interesting because you can be literally any, it doesn't matter what kind of person you are or where you came from. You can be any race, any religion. You don't have to have a religion, and you can, you know, be into the gothic subculture. And there's different facets of it, and it's so varied and so just like, you know, there's all different kinds of goths and different types of music that we're into, whether it be industrial or whether it be like kind of like punk leaning, because goth really came from punk in the late 70s and early 80s. And so even emo too. The emo subculture is also a different thing. You know, a lot of people confuse it, but it's very different. But also from the late 80s, usually people credit this band called Rites of Spring to like starting off that kind of emo sound, and it's like the late 80s. And so everything was like a lot, like their lyrics were very, very, I guess, different to what you know, punk or whatever sounded at the time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's like different, I love different types of alternative music. Yeah, I'm very into it.
How did you even find out about these different alternative types? How were you exposed to it?
Probably like, I don't know, the internet, or maybe I think I was like finding out maybe through
people at school.
They probably mentioned a band and I looked it up. Or I remember at the time I really liked Green Day, and that was like more pop punk, I would say. And so from that, I would go on YouTube, and then YouTube would recommend other bands and stuff like that. And so really like the internet, or also I would just like hear a song on maybe it was the radio or something, or I would hear it in a movie. And so I would like look up bands. And so I would just keep researching about different, I guess, bands. And then I would Google like what bands were a part of the subculture. So it was really the internet.
So speaking of the internet and speaking of emo and goth and all that, have you ever heard of this YouTube channel called Emo Is Not Dead?
Yes, I love that guy.
I recently found out about it. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like a comedy channel.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yes, and I found out about that channel I guess a few years ago or something, because it came up in my recommended, and it's like always like the same kind of premise a little bit, but it's slightly changing in each video, but they're always titled the same thing, like "Fell emo might delete." They're always titled that.
Yeah. Do you have an understanding of why people were drawn to the emo style and music before? I know it's been around since before it became known as emo. What was it known as? Do you know?
No, yeah. So I think it was pretty much like emo. Like there's like an old there's a band from like the 90s. They're still going, but it's called American Football, and they have like this great album. And they have like a different sound that you didn't really wasn't as big at the time, because emo became what we know it is today because of MySpace.
Yes.
So the MySpace
was very pivotal in
the subculture.
Yeah, putting it out and everything.
Yeah, and so people started, so MySpace really like made it subculture known. And so people were like sharing things, sharing songs, playing songs. And back then, and on the MySpace, you could make, like, as soon as someone clicked on your profile, you can make a song play. And a lot of the times it was like, maybe it was like something like From First to Last or something like that, you know what I mean? Or
other
another
songs.
Emo band, I don't know, you know what I mean? So,
and did you have MySpace?
No, I did not have MySpace, but I had something very similar, and I think it was called like Friends. I don't remember what it was called, but this was like I made this account in 2020, and there was an emo comeback. And it was almost exactly like MySpace, except like how it used to be, because if you go on MySpace now, it still exists, but it's not how it was back then. The format of the website is very different. I want to find the name of the website. It's like, I think it's called Friendspace or something like that.
I had never heard of this. I didn't know this was a thing. I just heard about MySpace,
but you could edit it. You could code your own page or whatever to make it look a certain way. You
edit what they call the, not XML, but the.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's
HTML coding for your page and all that.
Yes.
Which is like something that was very popular in Tumblr. I don't know if it's still done now, but I assume it is.
Yes. And so I like started discovering websites on how to like things that were already pre-coded to where you can like make like skulls fall down.
Yeah, just kind of change your page the way it looks and all that.
Yeah, and so I started like doing more research about that and how to customize the page, and I became very into it like during that year. And because it was starting in 2019, people online were calling it the Roaring 20s, like for 2020, because emo was coming back. Scene culture, emo culture was coming back online. People started talking about it and posting the hashtag Roaring 20s. Yeah,
like rar XD.
Yeah, like
oh my goodness.
RAWR, like that, Roaring 20s. So
and what do you know the origin? Why is it RAR? What is that?
So it's like a whole history behind that. There was a comment on some website, I can't remember which website, somebody made a comment and they like wrote something out where they like put rar, like rar means I love you in dinosaur or something like that. So it just like spread around the internet, and it just became
an inside out. Well, I don't know, would you call it an outside joke? Is there such thing as an outside joke?
I don't know, but
like just a joke, like something.
It's just a joke that the community knew about, basically.
Yeah, like a meme of some kind.
Yeah, it's definitely was a meme, and then people started putting it on t-shirts and like making their own jewelry, like candy bracelets that said rar on them. So yeah, so it's like a whole, it's part of the whole history of emo. Yeah,
so it's part of the background.
Yeah, emo is pretty interesting.
I was never into emo. I self-admitted. Middle school, I was listening to R&B.
Kanye West.
I was listening to Ye. Yeah, well now known as Ye, right?
Yeah.
Kanye. Neo.
What's that? Oh, Soulja Boy.
Yeah. I was listening to, more that style of music. I was not listening to. It seems like we were on opposite or different ends of, in terms of what we were into in middle school and high school. I was not in the emo stuff. I had friends that would listen to it and everything, but I wasn't personally.
And it was big. It was
very big.
If you look through the yearbooks, you'll see people with the emo haircuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have an emo haircut.
No. Yeah, and it was difficult for me to keep that hair, because I have curly hair naturally, so I would have to straighten it. And I didn't have my own straightener, so I would have to borrow it from one of my sisters, and sometimes it would be a fight.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. And then also, like, it wasn't just girls straightening their hair, it was guys.
Oh, yeah.
I've even heard stories of, like, other guys that would literally buy girl jeans because the skinny jeans were tighter. Like, they were more skinny.
It's still a thing.
Like, yeah, guys buying girl jeans so that they have that look.
Yeah, that's only really a thing still with like the emo kids, but not really with like the regular I guess the normies or whatever.
The normies?
Yeah, like the people that aren't in that subculture.
Do you think I was a normie?
Yeah,
but I was in a different.
The thing is that
I was into hip hop, I was into
but you
R&B.
were also a nerdy kid, you know what I mean? Like, so that's a little bit, you weren't like one of the popular kids or anything.
No,
neither was I, you know what I mean? No.
Which is okay. It's okay.
Yeah. There's like different ways you can be like different cliques that you can be a part of. So it's not a huge deal. It's not a huge deal. Like, we were just different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to go get the pumpkin spice lattes earlier,
or right before.
Yeah. Well, before that, we went to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very important to do.
Yes.
Everybody go out and vote. Go participate in your local elections if you can. If you're eligible to vote. Like some places, it's too late to register.
Yes. Yeah, we looked that up earlier. But I mean, I never have to worry about that because I'm already registered.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to register. You only register one time. But you know what? Actually, that reminds me. In high school, I was in my government class. Our teacher made it a point to have us register to vote during the class.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
It's very good. So that's when I registered to vote, was was during that government class. So thank you so much for that, teacher. She got us. She helped us out. Very encouraging, and definitely look into the candidates in your area. Yes. Local elections are extremely important. They impact our day-to-day lives in our cities, towns, wherever you live, your representatives. So I know I use a website called Vote 411. I'm sure there's other ones out there where you can. They kind of provide. They ask candidates questions that are relevant to their position. Like, what do you think about this issue? What do you think about, why are you a good candidate? Think of it like when you're voting for a candidate, think about it as like you're hiring them, because really that's what it is. It's kind of like the democratic process to elect a representative, you know, a leader in your community is like someone who they're working for you. They're a public servant. So think of it as who would you hire for this job? If you want to think of it that way. So very important. Please go out and do it. So make a day out of it too. Like go with your friends, you know, invite your friends, go together, go get coffee after or something or before. Definitely do that.
Yes, it's very important. So go out and vote.
Support the troops. Yeah.
And it's super easy because I know that on that website you can look up the ballot or whatever. Or
yes, you can type in your address. You can verify your registration. You can find out what's on your ballot in your area. You enter your address. You can enter your neighbor's address if you literally don't want to enter it.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the lines are drawn, so I don't know if your neighbor could technically be in a different district or something, because of the way the lines are drawn for representation. But anyway, type in your address and go find out what's on your ballot. Go find out who the candidates are. When I see a candidate that hasn't responded, that's more likely for me to
not vote for them.
Not vote for them. I like to see them answer this, you know.
Yeah, like it's good. You want to know their opinions.
Yeah,
on certain topics.
I don't want to vote for someone just because other people tell me. I want to find out what they think about the issue.
Yes.
So that's how I choose to go about it. Definitely go out and do it. The process was simple, right? We went.
Mm-hmm. Super easy, and I've voted every year since I was 18. So you just go in, you know, you have your ID, you give it to them, and then they make you sign, you know, a little paper, and then, you know, they give you an empty ballot, and then you just put it in the machine, and then you just pick whoever the fuck you want, and then it prints it out for you, and then you just put it in that machine. Yeah. At the end.
That's it might vary based on where you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's
that's just how it goes.
That's how it
where
went
we are.
for us.
Yeah.
Where we vote. But yeah, very important. So I kind of want to segue now into something you're not as into, but I'm very into because I'm very excited. It has my attention, so that's why I want to bring it up.
Well, it is You Have My Attention podcast.
Yeah, so something that has my attention along with voting is not anything to do with voting. It actually has to do with a different country.
Oh, yeah?
So it's about The Crown. The Crown on Netflix season 5 drops next week, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it because... Why did I put season 9 on my calendar? That's not right.
That was a lie.
That is
the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
No, I'm excited because I love watching that series. I think it's
I wish I got into it because I think isn't Helena Bonham Carter in it?
She is. She's in at least one of the seasons.
Isn't Claire Foy in it?
Claire Foy was in it season 1 and 2.
Okay.
She played Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. So I like those actresses, but I don't know you know, enough about all that stuff, but I think it's cool that you're into it.
Yeah, okay, so let me clarify. I like watching it. I enjoy the series. But I think it's important to be aware it is not literal fact. Yeah. Because Americans that are not aware of the history behind, you know, the UK and all of the stuff that goes around the royal family and all that stuff is not, like, the series itself is not literally what happened. Like, what they said, some of it is like...
I do like Princess Diana, though. Like, anything, I'll look up things about her, or I'll watch videos about Princess Diana, because I just think she was a really interesting woman. And I've told this to Ellie before, but I was like, I went down like a rabbit hole a while back about Princess Diana, and you can literally find footage on YouTube of like literally all this footage of like when she was inside of that, I think it was a hotel.
Oh, in the elevator?
Yeah, in the elevator, or you can literally like through the security footage see her and her boyfriend like walk around the hotel like and leave right before before her untimely death.
Yes.
So
tragic.
It's very eerie, and it's crazy because, you know, it's not like it's not very like you don't expect it, you know what I mean? Like it's just, you know, she's just going about her day, and then, you know, the horrible tragedy happened. So you never really know when you're gonna like lose people. So it's just very eerie to watch all that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I think I saw it one time, and it's very tragic and very unfortunate. But I do want to reemphasize it. The Crown is not fact. So if you're watching it,
it's entertainment.
It's like historical drama. I think like it's based like they include things that happen in real life, like historical events are included in the series, but we can't assume that what all of the characters said and did is exactly how it went. I know they have very good sources. I know they do their research. It's well done, but that's just something to keep in mind. It's a little strange because it's like real people in real life. Some who are still living, and they are not. It's more often than not something they didn't choose to go into. So those that were born into the royal family, they didn't pick this. And I mean, everyone has their opinions about, you know, if having a royal family should even be a thing. But
yeah. And also the whole thing you were saying, how it's like not fact. And that's for a lot of things. Like it kind of makes me think of American Horror Story, and they had.
Okay, I do not like that show.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just talking about how, for example, they in one of the seasons, they kind of talk about this historical figure named Delphine Lalaurie. I think that's how you say it. And she was like that socialite from New Orleans that, you know, who was also a serial killer, and like, you know, she tortured and murdered, you know, slaves in her house and stuff like that. And she was crazy. She was kind of like she was like a very well known female serial killer. And so like they show her story, but obviously it's not like, not every single thing that is shown is like factual, but they're just using her historical figure as like a character in the show.
Basically that I'm excited for The Crown.
It goes back to The Crown. Is The Crown brutal? Like, do they show
No, it's not.
Do they
graphic. I don't remember anything being graphic in that show.
Nothing. Okay,
I
what
mean,
what are the bad things that happen in The Crown? Like bad?
Well, relationship stuff,
Adultery,
drama.
I've never seen it, so I can't say. That's why I'm asking you.
So they talk about some things that happen with how the royal family has handled things. Okay. Scandals, those kinds of things.
Scandals.
I know this season's gonna be very interesting because it's like gonna go into more of Princess Diana's.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So they had in the last season, it was the younger Princess Diana, played by Emma Corrin, and this season it's Princess Diana, played by Elizabeth Debicki.
Ooh.
So
actually, that kind of makes me want to watch it just because it's Princess Diana.
Yes, I think you should. I think you should watch it, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
And I don't want to spoil it. Well, it hasn't even come out yet, but the promos are out, the trailers are out.
Okay. Have you been watching certain shows lately? I've only been watching Desperate Housewives like YouTube.
A rewatch.
Yeah, I'll rewatch Desperate Housewives every once in a while.
Shows, not really. Actually, lately I haven't been watching TV shows as much. It's just I think I was.
It's time consuming.
It is, and I mean I like comedy and I like watching that stuff, but just lately it's been more internet stuff. It's been more podcasts. It's been more
because you've been doing research,
music stuff. It's been more research stuff. So
yeah, actually there's a Lady Gaga song that she never released like a studio album, but it's called Princess Di, and it's not about Princess Diana. It's about her, and it's about Gaga and like her, you know, low times, her depression and all that. So but it's a really good song. That's probably one of my favorite Gaga songs, and it hasn't even been released officially. So yeah.
How did you hear it if it hasn't been released?
Well, because she used to do live performances of it, like
I see. Okay.
During like I can't remember if it was the Monster Ball. It might have been the Monster Ball. But every time she does a tour, she does like, she names it something like, I know that the art pop era was like called Art Rave or something,
Mm-hmm.
the tour. I might have been during the Monster Ball era, but she did live performances and people put it on YouTube, and that's how I know about it. And you know, there's some really great unreleased Gaga songs that I've been listening to lately. So yeah, I really like that song.
So you kind of mentioned live performances. It's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
Support local
Yes,
local art, support
yes.
local music. You know, it just occurred to me, so a very good, if you don't, you know, inflation and all those things are tough right now. If you don't have a lot of money and you want to go on a nice date, I have a recommendation. So go to see a local university or college performance. With the holidays, there's some coming out, you know, with their I'm assuming some had Halloween performances, but Christmas time there's a lot of concerts.
Are they called are they called symphonies or something?
Well, symphonies,
is
bands,
the thing that they play,
orchestras, choirs,
or just literally like
local
go out and see like local shows, like for October. I think I went sometime in early October, but I went to a drag show. It was a local drag show, and it was Rocky Horror themed, and it was amazing.
It was
and
for Halloween.
It was like a Halloween type of thing, but it was like a local one, and there were some great performances going on, great performers, and they did such a great job. And so I think you can really find things in your area and you'll have a great time.
Yeah, and like I said, if you for free, there's some for free. So university and college groups, even high school, if you know someone in high school. But like, I recommend going out and supporting those musicians, those artists, those performers. Go look at local stuff. That's something. Go outside. So we were talking
go outside and touch grass.
Yeah, so we were talking about internet stuff, and that's a lot of stuff we do at our house, in our rooms, or in our living rooms, wherever. But I really encourage people to also go out and
touch grass.
Yeah, go touch grass. Go breathe
breathe real air that isn't AC.
Yeah, so very encouraging.
It's gonna help you. It's gonna make you feel better.
Yeah, I know during these past few years it's been a lot of stay-at-home stuff.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah, but also people have been dealing with anxiety, social isolation, and I really want to encourage people to, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you enjoy and like to do, that's good, but also keep good connections with, you know, friends and family.
Yeah,
so
that's really important, because honestly, like during these past few years, like I've been hearing this about everyone, like friends saying that like they've been feeling isolated and they've been feeling like, you know, depressed because, you know, they're inside all the time, or like they haven't given time to themselves to hang out with like their family and friends, like doing things that are outside of work or school. So I think you need to reach out. People need to reach out more. Even I do too. Like, need to reach out more to friends and things like that. To talk to, you know, make sure everyone's doing okay.
Yeah, of course. And I know we get caught up with our day-to-day lives. You know, we have our school, we have our work, we have our responsibilities. But, you know, a little reach out here and there can make a difference for someone. So
you never know, they might be having a bad day. Yeah,
so, and just, you know, lend out your support. I also offer, like, my friends and family, like, if I see they're having a bad day, I say, well, I'm here in case you want to complain about something, because sometimes people just need someone to complain to.
Yes,
they don't need advice. They don't need suggestions. They just want someone to hear them and complain, you know, let them vent out. So
yeah, and sometimes that's all you really need to make you feel better for the day.
Yeah. So it's okay to complain sometimes, you know. Obviously you want to try to be positive, but you want to encourage positive, you know, things, but if someone just needs to complain, let them. So
yeah, do it.
Yeah. Let it out, have fun, go touch grass. Go breathe air.
Go breathe air, go drink water. And just hold your loved ones close to you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Find your people.
Yes, find your people, find your tribe.
That's it for now. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Thank you, Midnight Bat.
Thank you.
On Insta, right? Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram, the Midnight Bat. Yes. If you want to look at some cool art, follow me over there. Or sometimes I post pop culture stuff. So if you want to look at funny things, I don't know.
If you want to laugh.
I like to put, funny things on there. So.
All right. Well, talk to you later.
Bye, podcast people.
Bye. Thanks for chilling with us. Bye-bye.
Bye.